Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War, part 51 of our Let's Play of this series, playing as the Confederates through the Grand Campaign. We're in the middle of the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse, and we are holding off against Union assaults on our left, on our center, and on our right flank. So far things have gone well, but we still have another 2.5 hours that we have to withhold the Federal attacks and try to survive. This was taken from a live stream over on my Twitch channel. You can find the link in the description if you wish to follow me over there. But without too much further ado, I don't want to take away from the ambiance of this battle, so I'm actually going to jump out here real early, and everything from here on out that you're going to hear will have been taken from the live stream, which occurred just a couple of days ago. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoy, and leave me your thoughts below. Not as good as I thought, but he's still getting supporting fire from the 2nd South Carolina, and he's volleying himself. So again, there goes Bartlett. Chased off. Again, the main Federal effort seems to be coming down here in the south. That right flank where Pickett is very well secured. 2 brigades can fire right into their flank. They've got canister to their front. Yeah, they're not going to do anything versus those guys. It's really just at the north where Revere is, and he's losing pretty heavily. Mainly because the Yankees can kind of come up more closely here. We're a little bit set back in the wood line. Another charge coming forward, directed at the 15th South Carolina. Look at all these brigades still at 1,900 men. Or is it 1,400? Oh, he had some skirmishers detached as well, which I think were routed off the map. Armistead's artillery battery of 10-pound Parrott rifles has lost about 300 men, which is fine because we're not really replacing those batteries anyway, and he was over strength to begin with. He's probably about the number of guns that we wanted now. But he's done 1,000 casualties, too. The more of these guys we kill now, the fewer we face at Cold Harbor. The more we kill at Cold Harbor, the at least slightly fewer we face at Washington. Again, it might have been better to preserve our army than fight, but at the end of the day, that would let the enemy carry 20,000 or so troops forward to Cold Harbor, and those additional troops would stay in the Union manpower pool and transfer over to the Battle of Washington in the following campaign. So I would follow the strategy again, you know, if presented with the option. I'm going to move these 3 brigades out here. I'm going to see if I can try and flank their whole line. Maybe roll it up a bit. The 1 brigade that I'm kind of bothered by the casualties it's suffering is Revere. I could pull them out, but melee. But here's the thing, these brigades haven't been able to fire because they've been blocked, and now you're getting like 6,000 muskets. They're all just going to shift in and fire now that they're in range. And you've got canister fire. Oh. Not quite bleeding him as much as I would hope. He's still suffering some casualties. There you go. Denison's retreating. Got another brigade in Owens charging forward here. Callister's brigade was just thrown back. Move these guys into this house. I don't want to expose. Let's make it a shallow flanking maneuver. I'm going to expose my flank to this Federal artillery. These guys are in really good cover. The goal here is to sweep them from their position. Okay. Lyle's getting hit in the flank now from 2 or 3 brigades. Federals are bringing this cavalry forward for whatever insane reason. Sheridan's trying to get him killed and just did. You can see they've formed up kind of a line here that'll likely stop any serious effort to unravel this whole line. That's not going to happen. Major General Thomas Jackson is wounded. No! Now you can see a lot of these Yankee batteries are low on ammo. Also, I think their morale will probably be relatively low, too. I think there's a battery in here. Great if I could silence it without getting hit by canister. They may have pulled it back. Thought I saw one in this peach orchard. Yeah, probably not enough. We'll see if they get some canister fire. It doesn't say ammo over them. Alright, Reed is still flanking Lewis. If either of these drop below 1800, I'll pull them back. But I've at least disrupted the entire attack on the left. Meanwhile... Canister range. Brickett's battery. He is doing some damage to Dow, though. Alright, pull him back. He lost too much morale. Pull out. Alright. So, the steam seems to... That was kind of a bit of a spoil... Come on, dude. Get your fucking ass out of there. Stop countermanding my orders. And leave. Alright, you're gonna face back. Looks like all the attacks everywhere else have stopped if we look at this little mini-map here. Everything up this way is all clear. Does pose the question if we did... How am I doing? Does kind of pose the question if we did dispatch skirmishers, what would they find out here? There's definitely earthworks, but are there federal troops between us and the objective? That I don't know. Okay, Reed just took a volley. That was worse than I was hoping, so we're going to go ahead and fall him back. He's under 1800, just as I said. So the Federals can resume their attack on Revere, if you will. Go ahead and fall him back, actually. We're going to put Walker in the actual defenses now. Walker, 1,800 men with Harper's Ferries. There you go, Lewis. Firing right into Brewster and Lyle's flanks, driving them both back. Very solid effort there. They shoot at anyone from here? Drift over here. Carroll's brigade. Wow. Alright. Miles is charging the 7th South Carolina. He's going to expose his flank to our whole line. Like a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays out for him. Innovative budget cuts. Well, the cavalry's getting paid too much. Why don't we have them pull out? Okay, South Carolina, you're stupid. All the fuck back. You're gonna get yourself killed. What are you blocked from? Alright, Lewis, you can fall back. Alright, another charge. This one going after Walker. Still got multiple brigades in support over here. Revere can likely shift once he's in melee. Yep. Lane should be able to too. Armistead's battery is just evaporating. It's kind of interesting. Alt. Alright, so there are some troops over here. I don't know where those skirmishers were that I ordered out, but obviously there certainly were some troops between the objective and where we were trying to go. We've got another hour of fighting left. Troops feel exhausted. AI is shifting troops in a way that I would prefer they don't. Alright, Lewis, get into those buildings. There'll be great cover. McClernand's troops might be in range from a flanking shot. Blocked by all the Union bodies on the ground. Sir, we need to move. There's too many dead Federals between us and our target. We can't see them over the the hordes of dead bodies, or the whatever, the mounds of dead bodies. Well, very real. I mean, I thought Antietam was bad in terms of bloodshed in a very small space. Well, this, I don't think there's any. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is like a division front. 2 corps killing themselves on the front of a division. Brewster's brigade is retreating. That was a nice little volley there from Lewis. Gonna give Brooke a nice little volley here. He's getting hit from the front and presumably from the flank. He'll shoot. There you go. Down under 1,000 men for Brooke as well. Next up in line is Lyle. You can see the Federals are massing for what would I assume would be one final massive effort. But again, as we drive 2 brigades off, we're probably about to drive a 3rd off. Presumably that will make this final assault less effective. Again, they're bringing in way more than we've driven off, but the more we do now, the less we have to do later. So this battle definitely did end up costing me a fair amount of casualties. Obviously we're not done yet, but this fight down here in the south has not been without bloodshed. Kind of worth an idea of maybe doing this. There's the skirmishers. Carroll here. I go here. South Carolina there. Greg, go here. I think I've got one more brigade over here, right? Alabama brigade, go here. Alright, I'm moving some brigades here to try and flank them from the north. Alright, the wagon still has a little bit of supply. We'll try and get up to Dole's up there, see what he can do. Lewis is doing really good. He is losing some casualties, but he's certainly distracting the Federals. Took a volley there from Frank. This is one of the few battles I feel like I fought where supplies did end up becoming a bit of an issue. Try and crush the other flank of the Federals. There we go. Stone's brigade just got destroyed. And advance. Dole's up this way. He's reloading on ammo. Someone's meleeing. Oh, shit. Alright, Lewis. Nice little volley there. Why don't you fall back? Alt. Don't pursue. There you go. How are you blocked? There's nothing blocking you. There you go. Alright, so Lewis, you've done your job. Why don't you get out of there before you lose too many men? With South Carolina lost some casualties getting too close to Cutler and the artillery over there, but that's fine. Again, I don't mind attacking with the South Carolina troops because they're not part of my core force. Ooh, but I don't want my goat taking that. Why are you too close? So I don't mind them taking those casualties, but I don't want my core force to take those casualties. So that's why I've no issue kind of advancing them on the fringe of a flank attack. Okay, let's move the South Carolina brigade in here. Oppose the southern, threaten the southern flank a little bit. Alright, so several more brigades coming back up. Most of these are brigades that have already been, all of them are brigades that have already been shot up a bit. Denison just took a nice little volley there from Doles and from Walker. Doles just took a volley in the flank from Cutler. Move that, those 7 South Carolinas on the flank. Doles, you're going to fall back. There's too much good cover, I think, for the Federals on this flank, although we just destroyed that brigade, which is nice. But there's too much good cover for the Federals on this flank to have much hope of success in this maneuver. South Carolina's about to get flanked themselves. And there you go. Battle's over. Alright, let's finish this fight. See where we ended. We lost 7,500 troops. We would get double that in terms of reinforcements. Also, a good number of those 7,500 troops were part of the gifted sort of non-core force that we don't have to worry about replacing. The enemy lost 45,000 men. Wow! They lost over half their force. They lost over 1,400 cavalry. About 47,000 total. So that should really bring their numbers under 100,000 for the upcoming Battle of Cold Harbor. I think they were at about 129 in their pool. 40,000 casualties. This was a fight I think was a good thing fighting. Better than 5-to-1 casualty figures. So very, very effective. I didn't think it was that much of a bloodbath. Let's see here. We captured a whole bunch of Harper's Ferries, rescued a few. Captured a ton of 1861s. That's great. Rescued some Predators and some Parrots and some Napoleons and some Richmonds. Captured one Parrot gun. We didn't really attack enemy artillery, so we didn't really capture much in the way of artillery. But there you have it. Laurel Hill, a victory, and a victory that I was glad I fought. Except, did we get promoted to Lieutenant General yet? Yes, we did. We are now Lieutenant General T.H. Butcher. All right. Let's do this real quick. A major there. That way I don't have to spend money. Gonna move Johnston back to the 2nd Corps. Thank you for letting us borrow it, sir. We're going to go ahead and take the 1st Corps. Go ahead and replace Butler with Barksdale. There you go. All right. Our reputation is up to 50 with yet another victory. And now we need to go and replace our casualties. They were pretty substantial. We actually lost a brigade in the 1st Division. So we did lose some men, but certainly got more back than we lost. We can go ahead and use rookies for a fair number of these, I think. Lost a commander here, so I'm going to spend some money on some officers to place some of our officer casualties with higher ranking soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't look like we have to use many veterans at all. I don't even know if I've used any veterans yet. Alright. Almost done. We're going to have almost 10,000 soldiers left. We could get a fair way in rebuilding that third corps now. Exciting. With the main problem with rebuilding the corps is we don't have sufficient officers. All right, let's put a lieutenant colonel in charge.
Yes,
That brigade will put the major general in division. There you have it. Well, one more brigade. So, infantry, what do we want to equip them with? Something good. We've got Lorenz's, but I'd rather Harper's Ferries. Those work. Unless we've got... Give them Springfields, I guess. Colonel. Full bird colonel in charge. Okay. Discipline. Alright, there you go. So one new brigade here in the 1st Division, so the first corps. So 32,000 men in the corps, 31,000 in the 1st Corps, now that we've leveled up. Attacker, speed, stamina, defender, cover and melee, and leader. And radiance morale. Alright, we are a leader of men. Alright, so 1st and 2nd Corps fully built out, 8,700 soldiers left for rebuilding the 3rd Corps. Let's see if we even need to do that for the Battle of Cold Harbor. I wasn't sure if it was a 3 or a 2 corps battle. It's 2 for sure, but I don't know if there's a 3rd you can bring in. There is. We've got our left flank, a right flank, and tomorrow's reinforcements. We do the 2 corps here, and we've got, what, 67,000 men? We could have up to 75,000, which brings us back to about our Gettysburg figures, and both what we had and historically what the Confederates had. We go to the intel screen, you can see the Union Army is down potentially under 100,000. Their army's down to 95 to 100,000. So that brings the odds much more in our favor, although the intelligence services do indicate that the enemy has very high quality weapons. 72 to 77% out of 100 for their armory. Although granted, we have terrible reconnaissance. We haven't even spent any money on reconnaissance. I could do that now, but the next level is level 2 for that. Army org would allow me to have bigger brigades, so I could use some of the manpower to fill some of those brigades out. But I don't... It's necessary. I like the 2,000 man brigade. It seems like an ideal size. I guess we'll just spend it on recon. I feel like we've neglected that a little bit. We'll spend that. And save. And... Huh. I don't know what to do. I might need to think on that a bit. If we go back to the armory, let's go back to cavalry. Let's sell off some of these weapons that we took. Smiths and Sharps and Wessons and Burnsides. Get a good, decent amount of money from that. Are there any batteries that shrunk in that battle so much that we needed to replace them? No, doesn't look like it. Alright. $60,000. Don't have enough Springfields to equip any. Could buy some CS Richmonds, but those would be expensive. I mean, we've got 2 divisions, so we might as well build it out, right? I guess we do that. Alright, so... We'll use... Got tons of Harper's Ferries. We've got enough of those, but I'd rather use some better weapons than that. Can't do that for those because there aren't enough or to spend the money to get new ones. So... Or the CS Richmond. Got colonels that we can put in charge. There you have it. The 1st Brigade will have CS Richmonds. 2nd Brigade... Harper's Ferries, so that'll be free. We'll have to pay for the colonel. For 3rd Brigade, same thing. Colonel. Okay, so that's 3 brigades. We can put up to 5, right? 4 infantry, 1 artillery. Could be the route we would go. would fill that division out. We wouldn't get much beyond that. Got enough Harper's Ferries to do it. Got enough colonels we can hire in the bank to do it. Do an artillery battery. Epic gun. Parrots, we've got a lot of. Napoleons, we got a lot of. It's going to be a close-in fight. Let's do a battery of 12 Napoleons. We'll have a major in charge there. That's an ideal size battery for a major. And everybody gets to have 1 star automatically. I think that's a Confederate trait, by the way, but I always go with discipline for my first star. Strength gives you perks on stamina, efficiency, and speed, but I'd rather get the morale and efficiency perks that come with being disciplined. Two. We got 400 men left. We could have a one. We could fill the artillery battery. Do that with 10-pound parrots. That. Actually make them both 14-gun battery. Might be slightly off the efficiency scale in this game, but I actually like the idea. 2 15-gun batteries. So we've got 1 infantry division fully formed up and just a extra battery of artillery. So the 3rd Corps brings us 8,100 soldiers into our force, as well as 30 additional guns. Pretty substantial increase in guns. The enemy army is going to be weaker because of several battles that we fought and won in this campaign. And the 3rd Corps would be reinforcements that would come, would be about 8,000 men, about half the total size it could be, bring us up to a total of 76,000 men. Now, when we look at Cold Harbor itself, we can see here that the enemy has a penalty of negative 5% army size because we won the Battle of Gettysburg. They also are negative 5% because we won the Battle of Saunders Farm. And they're negative 5% because we won the Battle of Laurel Hill. So the enemy army will be 15% weaker than it otherwise would be. So I believe that means of the maximum 100,000 men that they can bring to bear, at least 15,000 of those cannot come to fight. So they could have 85,000 men potentially, if I'm reading that right. Unless that's taking into effect these losses, but I don't think it is. I think this influences how much they can pull from here. So we might actually be looking at Cold Harbor at roughly even odds. And given the Battle of Cold Harbor was what it was, I like our chances. I'm up to 50 prestige again. I was all the way down to near 20-something because of all the prestige I spent, especially at the start of this campaign. But where we're at now means that I could theoretically spend 25 of it, $70,000 more if I wanted. I don't think that's really worth doing. And I'll have even more prestige after this battle and a whole new set of things I can buy with the prestige. So I think we're going to stockpile our prestige till after the Battle of Cold Harbor. Well, there you have it, guys. Another victory for the historical gamer. We won the Battle of Spotsylvania. We inflicted massive casualties on the Yankees, and we are moving forward to the Battle of Cold Harbor in our next video. This was all taken from a live stream once again from over on my Twitch channel, so feel free to follow the link in the description, or just wait for the next video here as the series continues. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and step out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your thoughts below, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.